Hello and welcome back. This is another fairly short video and I'm going to talk to you today about something which has helped me so much in my life. It was taught to me, about the year around about 1999, 2000 by a really beautiful soul that I met when I moved to Blackpool. She was a natural psychic medium healer, a beautiful person. I'm going to be talking to you more about her in the future because I was working with her for a time, putting together what was going to be, is it a biography, an autobiography? I don't know. In her own words, she was dictating to me experiences she'd had in her life, which were fascinating. And kind of taught me a lot and made me think, opened up my mind. You know, when I was listening to her, it just started to wake me up a little bit. She taught me about this thing called the Wheel of Life. It was based in spiritual numerology, but it's not really like you have all these numbers add up and that means that you're outgoing and extrovert, or you know, you're a bit tight with money or whatever. It's not like that. The Wheel of Life is about your life path and how you move through your life in these cycles, where different aspects of your learning journey are more acute and focused at different points on this wheel. I am going to do a course on this when I have more time, and I am going to be offering that on my website, but I think it's going to be at least 6 months, I think, before I can get a course that I would be happy to offer. But this is just a teaser on it. I have used it for all those years, and it is I was told at the time when I was learning about it that it was a key to opening your psychic abilities, your spirituality. It just unlocked when you learnt about this Wheel of Life and you started using the mechanics of it. It began to unravel things and open you up to experiencing, you know, greater spiritual things. It just unlocked your psychic ability, and it certainly did for me. Now, on the Wheel of Life, it's like set in motion when you're born, and there are lots of markers on it. It's a bit like, you know, you can't avoid it, you can't chop and change with it. It's going to turn in its own speed. It's quite predictable, and as you go through each phase, different forms of challenges might come up. Things like health might come up, or endings might come up, or relationships get a focus on certain years, careers on different years, and sometimes we're challenged by, you know, just not having a clue what's going on, and that is actually a spiritual lesson. You feel stuck, or you feel blind to the consequences of your actions, and the whole time you're going around this wheel, your guides are guiding you, and they're observing you, and it's being recorded, you know, how you respond to certain situations. Things will come along. It's different for everybody. The effect is different for everybody. So something might happen to one person, it wouldn't impact them as much as it might another person. It could be devastating and really be a massive life lesson. It depends on the soul, where they are in their different learnings. So this Wheel of Life, it's going to turn, and you're going to go through all these different phases, and it's a bit like, you know, there are 9 different segments on the Wheel of Life, and each time you encounter the same segment again, its effect goes deeper into the learning of that particular lesson. And obviously when you're born, we don't all come down and start in the first segment on the Wheel of Life. I was born in a 6, and so my life path's all connected with relationship. that's underlying, it's foundational to my journey in this lifetime, relationships, domestic situations, all of that. I really crave and seek happy domestic situation, which is a shame really, because it's been pretty choppy and chaotic so far. But that's actually part of the lesson. It's about experiencing all these different aspects of relationship, the highs and the lows, and how you respond and what you need to do, to strengthen your character. When the wheel of life is going through its motions, you have no power to stop things changing, shifting and changing. You can't stop people staying or leaving or living or dying, or it's like life goes on around you because everyone else is on their journey, on their path, on their timetable, and certain things have been arranged before you're born, and so there's something on their path crosses yours at a time when you need that lesson. It's magnificent, the coordination of our life journeys and how so many people come and go and cross just when you need that interaction, for good or ill. They come and they contribute whatever they bring to a situation, that it's like knocking chips off a diamond. They just bring their little thing, and by the end of it, when we're all near the end of our life, we carry so much knowledge and wisdom about how we would like to do it differently, or what things that happen to us. Hindsight is a wonderful thing. I just wanted to specifically highlight, in this wee short video, introducing the fact that there is this wheel of life, working silently, throughout your life. Is turning. There is a 2-year cause and effect at the moment in this 3D dimension to you bringing about something that you want. So it might be 2 years before you think, I'd like to have a baby, and you have the baby. It might be 2 years between, I want to get married, and you get married, or I want to work as a doctor, or whatever it is, and you're doing that, you're on the wards. There's a sort of, it takes a span of time of 2 years between the germ of the thought and the doing. So you might say, I want to go back to college. It might be 2 years before you go back to college, for life gets in the way, or I want to be thinner, slimmer, lose weight, be healthier, whatever it is. I want to change my job. Whatever it is, it's going to take 2 years, so you better get busy planting those seeds right now. You will see movement and progress, but completion, I have this, it's been more than 2 years, but there's probably a lot going on between the idea of wanting, having some sort of dream and it taking place. So I just was introducing that to you so you don't get impatient with yourself over stuff you're doing in your life. And I also wanted to say that, just to confuse you further, when we are fully into the 5D, then that 2-year cause and effect doesn't exist anymore. It's something that manifestation becomes a lot quicker. Maybe for some of you watching this, that's already starting to happen, because I think that we are dipping in and out of 5D. We're sometimes in that energy. We sometimes reach it. We're experiencing things happening in our lives very speeded up, and that's the 5D energy. So when we get there, and I don't know when that's going to be, you'll be able to bring into your world things much, much faster than you are right now. I do think it is speeding up very slightly. Some things are coming about, but I will see, I can still see a 2-year pattern in my life between, having the impetus and the thought to do something and actually doing it. I've still seen 2 years echoing when I look back and think, that was 2 years ago that I first thought I'm going to do that, and then I finally did do it. So, you know, these rhythms are at play in your world, and there's so many different wheels turning, really, you know, for all different things. But this main core wheel of learning, wheel of life, is going to turn, and many times in my life I have tried to alter that and change it and stop it. You know, I have tried to be stubborn and resist a change that, you know, seemed to be looming, and to be honest, it's been a total waste of my energy. If you stick your wheel out, your foot out on the wheel of life, it will just snap it off and very painfully continue turning. So when you notice changes wanting to take place in your life, be open to allowing them, you know, because what's going to happen will happen. And it's a case of, you know, do you go with the flow, or do you try and resist? And resisting things like that is a very painful way of doing it, because it will always end up that way anyway. So you may as well try and recognise when the wheel of life is active in your day-to-day existence, and work with the energy where it seems to be pointing. Okay, so I'll leave you thinking about that. I will be talking more on the wheel of life as we go along, bringing in some different insights to your cause and effect. Maybe have a think back, see if you can spot it in your life, anything happening, how things have come about. Okay, I'll leave you with that. Just another wee morsel for you to mull over, and we'll talk again soon. God bless.